Ladies and gentlemen, it is about time for our WrestleMania Night 1 main event. You see President Flair and his crew and TWFC champion Evan Bourne ringside for this monumental match. The night after WrestleMania, Cody and The Undertaker were face to face. After getting into an altercation and Undertaker's wife got involved on accident, it really ignited this feud between Cody and The Undertaker. Undertaker would take out his frustration on Cody's mentor, Arn Anderson, leaving him an absolute bloody mess. And from there, ladies and gentlemen, there was no turning back. This was a war. Cody and Undertaker would go back and forth over the next couple months. Back and forth. Nobody could stop these two men from getting at each other backstage, but it seemed like The Undertaker was always getting the leg up and willing to make it just a little more personal. Look at what he did, crushing Arn Anderson right there with that steel chair. 3 nights later, as The Undertaker would arrive to the arena on his bike, Cody was undercover as a cameraman where he would catch the dead man from behind, laying Taker out with the camera, then using a wooden ball bat to really get the dead man down. But Cody wouldn't stop there. He would take out The Undertaker's prized possession, his motorcycle, pouring gasoline all over it, lighting a lighter, and igniting the dead man's bike. We would soon find out The Undertaker had been working with Mr. McMahon all along, trying to get McMahon reinstated to professional wrestling. During the WrestleMania press conference, Undertaker would take out Dustin, Cody's brother, and force Cody to sign a deal that would add a stipulation to their match. Vince McMahon would be reinstated if Cody could not beat The Undertaker. The attacks kept going back and forth. Right when Cody thought he had got rid of The Undertaker, the dead man returned to his old persona, tombstoning Cody and locking him in that casket. When President Flair had enough and told The Undertaker there could be no more attacks or he'd be suspended, Undertaker violently grabbed President Flair, telling him there's no way Flair would ruin the WrestleMania main event. Cody Rhodes, injured and all, would get into it with both men he would be facing at WrestleMania, but the contract would be signed in his own blood as The Undertaker and Evan Bourne would work together to take out Cody. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Nightmare is backstage with the people he loves most, getting ready for possibly the biggest match of his career. Win or lose here, he will still main event night 2 for the TWFC Championship, but this one right here has so much more on the line.
Wrestling has more royal family.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is no other way to say it. The face of our industry for the past 10 years, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, walks into TWFC WrestleMania 2 Night 1 to defend the honor of professional wrestling as we know it. It's not just about the main event. It's not just about the TWFC Championship match he has tomorrow. He has got to stop Mr. McMahon from returning to professional wrestling. Cody Rhodes worked so hard along with others to rid this place of the McMahon influence, only for The Undertaker and that man Evan Bourne right there to strike a deal with Mr. McMahon and try their hardest to bring him back. We will remind you that this is an unsanctioned match, ladies and gentlemen. Cody Rhodes is technically not cleared to compete. This is an unsanctioned match. And regardless of what happens tonight, he'll face that man, the TWFC champion, tomorrow night in the main event. All eyes are on TWFC right now as we get ready for one of the biggest matches in our industry. Uh-oh, here we go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when you say the name WrestleMania, the name synonymous with it is The Undertaker. For over almost 4 decades, That man has reigned supreme on the grandest stage of them all. Now, we are not used to The Undertaker walking into the showcase of the Immortals as the bad guy, so to speak. But he has this undying alliance with Mr. McMahon, this loyalty that he shows to Mr. McMahon. McMahon is using him as his personal instrument of destruction, and Cody Rhodes is trying to stop everything that The Undertaker and McMahon want to do to professional wrestling. It took so long to get rid of the McMahon influence. I can't even imagine what it would be like if Mr. McMahon got back in power somehow. But what do you think it's like for Cody, seeing the legendary Undertaker walk down the aisle at WrestleMania, knowing he wants nothing more than to do you harm? Oh, that gives me the chills right there. If there's one man that's not going to be afraid, 100% injured or not, it's Cody. But The Undertaker, I mean, just look at him. Look at that face. Meant to strike fear into the hearts of his opponents. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody is watching. All eyes are on TWFC right now. The main event of Night 1, WrestleMania 2, unsanctioned match. Everything as we know it is on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, The Undertaker versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes is about to get underway.